The station-wide lockdown klaxon shattered the morning calm, and Security Chief Korvax's third heart nearly stopped when he saw the human walking directly into Corridor 7, the sealed containment zone, with a coffee mug in her hand. "Human, stop! Immediate evacuation!" His voice cracked through every speaker in the section. Emma Johnson paused, looking up at the nearest camera with mild confusion. I'm just heading to fix the ventilation system in Bay. The Venkari Cub is loose in that corridor. Korvax slammed every emergency override, but the human was already past the malfunctioning security barriers. "It's molting. Do you understand? Most lethal developmental stage." Behind him, Research Director Vexia burst into the security center, her facial tendrils pale with panic. Who authorized access to that section? The Cub's aggression peaks during... She saw the monitor feed and her voice died. Is that the human maintenance worker? On screen, the death beast Cub, easily the size of an earth lion, all muscle and serrated bone plates, rounded the corner. Its molting spines glistened with venom, killing mandibles extended in full threat display. Emma stopped, coffee mug halfway to her lips. The Cub's growl resonated through the corridor. The subsonic frequency that triggered instant prey freeze response in 47 known species. The sound that evolution itself had weaponized. Korvax was already signaling emergency medical, preparing to retrieve a corpse. Then the human laughed. "Oh my God, you're just a baby." Emma's delighted voice echoed through the comms. She stepped closer to the apex predator. "Look at you. You're scared, aren't you, little guy?" "Little?" Korvax couldn't breathe. That creature has killed trained hunters. Its species has a 97% first strike fatality rate. Vexia grabbed his shoulder, all four eyes locked on the monitor. She's approaching it. Why is she approaching it? Down the corridor, the Cub postured again, back spines fully extended, venom sacs pulsing, every biological weapon system armed and ready. The growl intensified, deep enough to vibrate the deck plating. Emma set down her coffee mug. "Emma Johnson, this is a direct order," Korvax started. "Oh, is someone cranky this morning?" Emma knelt down, making herself smaller, her voice shifting to a sing-song tone that made absolutely no tactical sense. "Yeah, you're cranky. I bet you're scared being out here all alone, huh?" The Death Beast Cub, apex predator of 6 star systems, killer of legendary status, tilted its massive head and took one confused step forward. The Cub's response to Emma's approach was textbook predator escalation, its venomous spines extended to full length, each one capable of paralyzing a thoraxian battle ox. The killing mandibles deployed with an audible crack, serrated edges dripping with digestive enzymes that could liquefy bone. Emma tilted her head. "Oh, you're showing off. That's so cute." "Cute?" Korvax was frantically opening channels to planetary defense. "Commander Xerix, we have a code Apex situation. Human civilian in direct contact with molting Venkari. Who's a grumpy boy?" Emma cooed at the death beast, her hands on her hips. "Is it you? Are you the grumpy boy?" Vexia's claws were clicking rapidly across her data tablet, pulling up every xenobiology protocol in the database. This shouldn't be possible. The pheromone fear response alone should have incapacitated her by now. Humans process fear, correct? "Human!" Korvax roared through the comms. "Maintain distance. Do not engage." The Cub's patience, if an apex predator could be said to have patience, ran out. It launched itself at Emma in the classic Venkari death strike. A full-body lunge with mandibles spread, spines forward, claws extended to disembowel. The attack that had ended civilizations. Emma caught it. Her hands grabbed the cub midair, one hand behind its neck plates, the other supporting its hindquarters, and she just held it. Held a striking apex predator like someone catching a misbehaving house cat jumping on a counter. "No," Emma said firmly, looking the death beast directly in its 6 eyes. "Bat, we don't bite people." The cub froze. Predators don't freeze. That was the first thing they taught in xenobiology. Prey freezes. Predators attack, stalk, or retreat. They do not freeze in confusion. She's scruffing it," Vexia whispered, watching the monitor like it was showing her footage from an alternate reality. "She's scruffing a Venkari during molt." The security center had filled with staff from across the station, Thoraxians, Pleiadians, even the normally unflappable Janal, all staring at the monitors in various states of shock. "Has the human gone into shock madness?" one of the Thoraxian engineers asked. "Should we sedate her remotely?" "We can't sedate through the barriers," Korvax muttered, his mandibles clicking in distress. "And I'm not sending anyone in there." On screen, Emma set the cub down, but kept one hand firmly on its neck plates. "Now, are you going to behave, or are we going to have another conversation about biting?" The cub growled again, a lower, more uncertain sound. "Yeah, that's what I thought," Emma said, releasing it. She sat down cross-legged on the corridor floor, her back against the wall. "Look, I get it. You're scared, you're probably hungry, and everything's weird and scary right now. But attacking people isn't going to help." The cub backed up 3 paces, then postured again, spines extending, mandibles clicking. Emma just looked at it with an expression Korvax was learning to recognize. Exasperated patience. The look a parent gives a toddler throwing a tantrum. "Really?" Emma said. "Again? Dude, we just talked about this." "Commander Xerix wants to know if we should deploy the capture team," Korvax's second-in-command said quietly. "To capture what?" Korvax gestured at the screen helplessly. "The predator that's currently being scolded?" Vexia was scrolling faster through her databases. "There's no precedent, nothing. 3,000 years of predator-prey behavioral studies, and nothing matches this interaction pattern." She looked up at Korvax. "What is she doing?" "I don't know." Korvax's voice cracked. "I don't know what humans do. They're supposed to run from predators like every other species." On the monitor, the cub was slowly, reluctantly, approaching Emma again. Its spines were partially retracted, mandibles closing slightly. It took 2 steps forward, stopped, took another step. Emma didn't move, just watched it with that same patient expression. "Emma Johnson," Vexia spoke into the comms, her voice carefully controlled. "Can you describe what you're currently doing?" Sitting?" Emma glanced at the nearest camera. "He's clearly terrified and acting out. You don't respond to fear aggression with more aggression. That just makes it worse. You wait for him to calm down and realize you're not a threat." "You're not a threat," Korvax exploded. "It's not a threat to you. The threat assessment is inverted." "Is everyone okay out there?" Emma asked, sounding genuinely concerned. "You all seem really stressed. Do you need me to come back and—" "No!" 3 species shouted simultaneously through the comms. The cub took another step closer, then another. Its head lowered slightly, not in submission, Vexia noted clinically, but in investigation, curiosity. Emma slowly extended one hand, palm out. "See? Not scary, just a person trying to fix the air filters." The cub sniffed her hand. Every being in the security center stopped breathing. "That's it," Emma said softly. "Good boy." See? Nothing to be afraid of. Korvax looked at Vexia. Vexia looked at Korvax. What? Korvax said slowly. In the name of the first civilization, are humans? The cub's stomach rumbled, a deep, resonant sound that vibrated through the corridor plating. Emma's face lit up with understanding. Oh, you're hungry. Dude, you're just hangry, aren't you? Hangry? Vexia repeated, her translator struggling with the compound word. Hungry plus angry, Emma explained, already unzipping her maintenance pack. When you're so hungry you get cranky. Happens to everyone. She pulled out a metal lunchbox covered in Earth-style stickers. I've got half a turkey sandwich left from breakfast. You want some? Do not feed the apex predator your lunch, Korvax bellowed. Emma was already unwrapping the sandwich. He's a growing baby. Of course he's hungry. She tore off a piece of the sandwich and held it out in her flat palm. Here you go, buddy. The cub stared at the offered food, then at Emma, then back at the food. This is... Vexia couldn't finish the sentence. Her claws had frozen over her tablet. No predator in recorded history has accepted food from prey. The act of killing is the feeding process for Venkari. Their neurology requires the hunt. The cub delicately took the sandwich piece from Emma's hand and ate it. Good boy. Emma tore off another piece, hand-feeding an apex predator like someone feeding ducks at a park. See, you feel better already, don't you? While the cub chewed, Emma reached up and started scratching behind its neck plates. The cub made a sound, a deep, rhythmic, rumbling sound. Is that? Junior researcher Zara, who'd been frantically recording everything on her personal device, checked her audio analysis. That's a Venkari purr. Venkari don't purr, Vexia said automatically. That sound is documented exclusively in pre-kill relaxation states. It means the predator is about to strike with maximum efficiency. On screen, the death beast cub leaned into Emma's scratching, eyes half closed, still chewing the sandwich. It looks pretty relaxed to me, Emma said cheerfully, giving the cub another piece of turkey. Oh, you've got an itchy spot right here, don't you? Yeah, molting probably makes you all uncomfortable. Korvax was typing frantically. I'm contacting the Galactic Wildlife Council. This is beyond station-level authority. Beyond any authority, Vexia murmured. She looked down at her tablet. At 40 years of research, doctoral theses, published papers, the foundation of her entire career. Everything we know about predator-prey dynamics, it's all wrong, or humans are the exception to every rule. I don't know which is worse. The cub finished the sandwich and did something that caused one of the Thoraxian observers to faint. It rolled over, exposed its vulnerable underbelly to a prey species. The submission posture that Venkari only displayed to more dominant Venkari, that they died before showing to other species. Oh my God, you want belly rubs? Emma laughed, actually laughed, and obliged. Her hands rubbed the cub's stomach plates while it made that purring sound continuously. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. I'm resigning, someone said in the background. Korvax turned to see Dr. Tiven, the station's chief xenobiologist, walking toward the exit. 43 years. 43 years of studying predator behavior. I'm done. Tiven, wait. Vexia started. The human is giving belly rubs to a molting Venkari, Tiven said flatly. My life's work is meaningless. I'm going to retire and grow crystals. The comm channel from the Galactic Wildlife Council crackled to life. This is Council Director R. Hill. We're receiving your emergency feed. Please confirm we're seeing accurate data. It's accurate, Korvac said, sounding defeated. Impossible. Run diagnostics on your monitoring system. We've run them 3 times, Vexia said, watching Emma continue petting the death beast. It's real. A long pause. We're convening an emergency session. Do not let the human leave that location. We're sending specialist teams. On the monitor, the cub rolled back over and started following Emma as she stood up and grabbed her coffee mug. Well, little guy, I really do need to fix those air filters, Emma said, checking her watch. I'm already 20 minutes behind schedule. The cub stayed right beside her, matching her pace like a puppy, Zara whispered, still recording. It's following her like a puppy. Venkari don't follow, Vexia said, but her voice had lost all conviction. They stalk or they lead. They don't follow. Emma started walking back toward the security barrier. The cub trotted alongside her, occasionally bumping against her leg. Okay, so can someone unlock this door? Emma asked, gesturing at the barrier. I've got work to do, and Mr. Cranky here seems fine now. Mr. Cranky? Korvac repeated. Well, I don't know his name. Emma shrugged. And he was cranky before, so... You've named it, Vexia said numbly. You've named the apex predator. Emma Johnson, Korvac said carefully. You cannot take the Venkari cub with you to perform maintenance. Why not? He's not cranky anymore. Just needed food and some reassurance. Emma looked down at the cub affectionately. He's actually pretty sweet once you get past all the scary stuff. The scary stuff is its entire biological purpose. Korvac slammed a manipulator against his console. Zara was frantically messaging colleagues across the galaxy. Half were demanding more footage. The other half were questioning their career choices. Vexia stood slowly, staring at the monitor. I need to sit down. You are sitting down, Korvac pointed out. Then I need to sit down more. Vexia looked at him with all 4 eyes. Korvac, what do we do? The security chief looked at his monitors, at the human casually standing beside Apex Predator that was now trying to rub its head against her hand, and made a decision that would haunt him for the rest of his career. Document everything, he said quietly. Every second. Because no one is ever going to believe this happened. The Galactic Wildlife Council's emergency response team arrived 37 minutes later, a record time, only to find Emma sitting cross-legged on the corridor floor with the death beast cub's head in her lap, explaining animal behavior to a cluster of stunned xenobiologists. Look, it's really simple, Emma said, gently stroking the cub's neck plates while it dozed. He's a baby. Babies get scared and need reassurance. Doesn't matter what species. Council Director R. Hill, who had personally traveled from 3 systems away, stared at the scene. His facial tendrils quivered. That is not a baby. That is an apex predator in its most dangerous developmental stage. He's both, Emma said patiently. Watch. She pointed to the cub's partially retracted spines. See how they're not fully extended anymore? That's because he feels safe. And look at his mandibles. They're relaxed. He's not in threat mode. Vexia was frantically typing notes. Her previous existential crisis transforming into manic documentation energy. You're reading micro-expressions in a species you've never encountered before. It's not that different from dogs, honestly, or cats. Body language is pretty universal once you know what to look for. Emma scratched behind the cub's neck plates, eliciting another purr. Ears back, or spine plates back, whatever, means scared or defensive. Forward means alert or aggressive. Relaxed means comfortable. Humans have predators as companions? Arhill asked slowly. Oh yeah. Dogs, cats, ferrets, birds of prey. People keep all kinds of animals as pets. Emma smiled. We domesticated wolves like 15,000 years ago. They're our best friends now. The implications of that statement rippled through every alien present. Korvac spoke carefully from the security center comms. Emma, you're saying humans evolved alongside predators? As allies? Sure. We hunt together, live together, protect each other. Emma shrugged like this wasn't revolutionary information. Why? How do other species interact with predators? We avoid them or we exterminate them, Arhill said flatly. Those are the only two options in galactic consensus. That's so sad. Emma looked genuinely distressed. No wonder he was terrified. Hey, can someone show me where he came from? I want to see his habitat. Vexia pulled up a schematic. The containment unit in Section 9, but Emma, the door malfunctioned. That's how he... Wait, the door malfunctioned? Emma's expression shifted. So he didn't escape? He got trapped out here? The aliens exchanged glances. Oh my God, you poor baby. Emma hugged the cub, who actually chirped, and nuzzled against her. You must have been so scared. Stuck in a strange corridor, all alone, everyone running away from you. The predator was terrified, Vexia said slowly, the realization hitting her. Not hunting, terrified. Of course he was terrified. He's a baby in a weird place with a broken door and everyone freaking out. Emma stood up carefully, the cub rising with her. Come on, sweetie, let's get you home. What happened next would be analyzed in xenobiology classes for the next century. Emma Johnson, human maintenance worker, bent down and picked up the Venkari cub. All 200 pounds of apex predator, held like a large dog, with one arm supporting its hindquarters and the other around its thorax. The cub settled into her arms, head resting on her shoulder. She's carrying it, Zara whispered, her recording device nearly slipping from her claws. She's carrying it. Emma walked toward Section 9, humming softly, while the cub made quiet purring sounds. The emergency response team parted like water, none of them quite able to process what they were witnessing. When they reached the habitat, a large, comfortable space with warming rocks and enrichment structures, Emma tried to set the cub down inside. The cub refused to let go. It wrapped its forelegs around Emma's neck and clung, making distressed chirping sounds. Oh no, Emma said softly. Oh, buddy, no. I can't stay in there with you. The cub's grip tightened, its eyes, all 6 of them, fixed on Emma's face with desperate intensity. It's imprinted on her, Vexia breathed. It thinks she's its mother. Of course he has, Emma sighed, trying to gently disengage the clinging cub. I fed him, comforted him, made him feel safe. That's what mothers do. She looked at the surrounding aliens helplessly. This is a problem. Arhill stepped forward. How much do you know about Venkari developmental psychology? Literally nothing until 20 minutes ago. They require constant maternal presence for the first 6 months of molting. Rahil's tendrils rippled with what might have been amusement. Separation causes severe psychological trauma. Emma looked at the cub, then at her watch, then at the ceiling. Okay. She pulled out her comm unit and dialed. Hey, Marcus. Yeah, it's Emma. I'm going to be late today. Really late, possibly several months late. She paused. Because I accidentally adopted something. No, not a cat. More like a very large, very dangerous cat. It's complicated. Korvac watched from the security center as Emma sat down in the habitat. the cub immediately curling up against her, purring contentedly. "What do we do now?" he asked Vexia. Vexia was already composing reports, copying the council, flagging priority communications. "We revolutionize galactic wildlife management. If this works, if human empathy can bridge predator-prey dynamics, there are over 200 species currently classified as unmanageable that could potentially be rehabilitated. All because a human fed her sandwich to a death beast," Korvax muttered. On the monitor, Emma was teaching our Hill how to read the cub's body language, demonstrating proper approach techniques. The cub, eyes closed, completely relaxed, continued purring in Emma's lap. "I'm naming him Mr. Whiskers," Emma announced. "Why?" Vexia asked through the comms. "Look at his little mandible twitches when he sleeps. They're like whiskers wiggling. Those mandibles can bite through starship hull plating," our Hill said. "Yeah, but right now they're doing adorable sleepy twitches, so." Mr. Whiskers. Korvax put his head in his hands. The galaxy would never be the same. 3 weeks later, Station Protocol Manual Section 7, Emergency Predator Response, had a new subsection: Consult Human Intuition First. Emma Johnson's official title was still Maintenance Technician Grade 3. But her unofficial role as Predator Behavioral Consultant took up considerably more time. Especially since Mr. Whiskers, now sporting a makeshift collar Emma had fashioned from a spare equipment harness, accompanied her everywhere. "Mr. Whiskers, that's my wrench," Emma said, trying to retrieve her tool from the cub's mouth while balancing on a ladder in Bay 12. "I need that. Give it back." The Death Beast cub, now noticeably larger and entirely too comfortable on a space station, made a playful growling sound and backed up 3 steps. "We are not playing keep away right now. I have air filters to fix." Emma climbed down and held out her hand. "Drop it." Mr. Whiskers dropped the wrench, then immediately tried to steal her screwdriver. Korvax, observing from his usual security post, no longer felt his heart's racing when watching these interactions. Now he just felt a vague, persistent sense of unreality. "The Centauri station just called," his second-in-command reported. "They have a loose Krith beast in their cargo bay, requesting immediate assistance." "Tell them we'll send Emma," Korvax said without looking up from his reports. "Sir, the Krith beast has acid blood and can phase through solid matter." "Yes, and Emma will probably teach it to play fetch." "Send her." Vexia's groundbreaking paper, Predator-Prey Dynamics, the Human Exception, had been published across the galactic scientific community. The abstract's opening line, "Everything we know is wrong," had become something of a meme. The Galactic Wildlife Council was now actively recruiting humans for every research facility and wildlife sanctuary. Apparently, Emma's ability to calm Mr. Whiskers had extended to the station's other dangerous specimens, including the supposedly unmanageable Thoraxian razor hawk and the quantum poisonous phase spider. "They just need patience and snacks," Emma had explained, as if this wasn't rewriting millions of years of accepted xenobiology. Emma's comm chirped. She glanced at it while Mr. Whiskers investigated her toolbox. "Oh, another predator situation? Yeah, I can handle it." She looked at the Death Beast cub affectionately. "Want to go help some scared animals, buddy?" Mr. Whiskers chirped enthusiastically, tail whipping back and forth. "How is this our life now?" Korvax muttered to Vexia, who was observing from the security center. "Humans," Vexia said, making yet another note in her ongoing documentation. "Impossible, wonderful humans." Emma packed her tools, clipped Mr. Whiskers' leash to his collar, and headed toward the transport bay, humming an Earth song about someone letting dogs out. Behind her, Korvax pulled up the latest report. 17 previously unmanageable predator species, now successfully rehabilitated using human emotional intelligence protocols. On Bay 12's monitor, Emma was trying to give Mr. Whiskers his daily vitamins, a process that involved wrapping the pill in synthetic meat and pretending to throw it. "Come on, it's good for you," Emma insisted while Mr. Whiskers turned his head away dramatically. "Don't be difficult. You're way less dramatic than my cat back home, and that's saying something." The station's most feared predator, apex killer, evolutionary perfect hunter, was refusing medicine like a toddler refusing vegetables. Korvax watched the human finally succeed by hiding the pill in a larger treat, then praised Mr. Whiskers like he'd accomplished something remarkable. The galaxy, Korvax reflected, had truly entered a new era. And it was weird as hell.